You are alive.
We are live.
We're all alive.
We're alive. We also, before we clicked go live, we did not discuss who's going to intro this and stuff. So
Keep
Keith?
talking, Kyle.
Here's courtesy of Keith. Thanks again, Keith, as last week. I guess, I will start, and then Keith, I'm going to pass it to you to talk about the beer. So people who did not watch last week, what we're doing is 3 of the same beers but different vintages. And there are some maybe slight tweaks that Keith will speak to. So we did a live stream last week for the 2021. This is the 2022, and then we're going to try to do next week, which could be tough with the holidays and everything, but to do the 3rd one. So yeah, really excited to be back with you guys. Always a pleasure. And yeah, Keith, do you want to talk about the beer? And I think this one's a little different than the one we did last week.
Slightly.
Okay.
So it's Anna's Ralphius, 2022. It is a collab with Free Will and, or I should say, collab between Free Will and Spinner's Town Hotel, right? Yeah. I always, for whatever reason, I always seem to forget what it's called. So yeah, this is an imperial stout aged for 1 year in a bourbon barrel with orange peel, lemon peel, apricot, cherry, cinnamon, clove, and Tahitian vanilla beans. It is 15.1% alcohol by volume. I'm not going to... I can read part of this. Our annual collaboration with the Spinner's Town Hotel. This variant showcases a hand-picked barrel that was aged for 1 year with a variety of ingredients found in Anna Kate Dale's famous Anna's Old Fashioned, a favorite drink of ours here at the brewery. Oh, it doesn't have any tasting notes on this.
Oh, interesting. So that's different.
Right.
Because
Right.
the other one said Anna's bourbon, right?
Yeah.
This specifically calls out old fashioned, which makes sense because all those that's the first thing I thought of when I heard those ingredients.
Yeah. So
is anyone else using their phone as a magnifying glass?
What do you think?
I'm not taking pictures. I'm using it as a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
No, Keith, you're the younger one. You can read those. Your eyes are better.
Yeah. Oh, and this textured one is harder to read too.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read it?
So as far as the ingredients go, so the one we did last week says imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels with orange peel, lemon peel, apricot, cherry, cinnamon, clove, and vanilla. So the adjuncts are the same, other than the 2022 specifically says Tahitian vanilla, and then the 2021 sounds like it might be a blend of different barrels, whereas this is one barrel. So,
should we open it?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
No.
Wait, so the 2021 says multiple barrels? I thought it said bourbon.
It says imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels. So this is bourbon barrels. This one specifically says one bourbon barrel.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. And didn't the 2023, I think we were talking about it on the stream, the 2023 sounds like it's aged in, it says like scotch and something else, right? Or whiskey. Yeah.
It's bourbon, I think an orange bitters barrel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the next one we're doing is the most different of the 3, it sounds like. Yeah.
I already got a nose. Oh my god.
Right.
All right.
So, Sean, how about you start this one off? What are you getting for a look, color? What do you remember from last week versus this week? All that kind of stuff, bud.
This is pretty pitch black. I think it was pitch black last week if memory serves. The head looks a little bit more of like it's got some red in it, right? It's a little bit.
Oh yeah.
If you look at it, like maybe like it's like a weird reddish hue.
Yeah, just a little. You're right, like a hue. It's not a dominant thing, but yeah.
I don't really have a head though, and you guys really do. Mine keeps going away, but Loads of alcohol legs, though. It's just like dripping with
Yeah.
down the side of the glass. It looks really pretty.
Yeah. That reminds me. It's been a long time that I've had a beer like this where I did the alcohol legs as part of the review. I used to do it all the time, and I like totally have forgot to do that with these like bigger beers lately. So thanks for the reminder, Sean.
You're welcome.
And also, just real quick, the one we did last week was 15.3%. This one's 15.1. So slight variation in the ABV.
Nice. Proper aroma?
Do it.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
Does somebody want to say something first, or
if you got a thought loaded up, Keith, go, man.
Go for it.
Well, compared to last week, I feel like this definitely smells more like a stout than last week's one. Was definitely like smelled like old fashioned beer.
When he said old fashioned beer, he doesn't mean like Schlitz. He means the drink, an old fashioned, in beer form. Yeah. I totally get what you're saying, Keith.
This one's definitely because, like, from what I remember, the other one had like chocolate notes and stuff like that, but this one has chocolate in it.
Oh yeah,
for
more than last week. Yeah.
It seems like there's also like there's orange there, but it's not as pronounced as the orange last week. And there seems to be more of like a caramel thing going on too. Like it's like a darker sweetness.
I get that cherry. The cherry was not that big in the other one, but I get I mean, it's not huge in this, but
I would say I get more cherry this week than last week. But yeah, if I remember correctly, last week that was one where we didn't really get much cherry at all, right? Aroma or taste.
Yeah,
I think it was more in the taste than the aroma.
Okay, I kind of remember that, and maybe
it was still very, very, very subtle.
Yeah, and maybe it took a few sips for any of us to even really get it, if I remember. Yeah. The baking spice thing is there. I like it. It's warming. Here's the weirdest one I'll say. I almost get vanilla. I get a little bit of a banana with the vanilla. And I remember I used to eat, I don't know what brand it was, Stonefield. And it has like a banana vanilla, I think they call it.
Oh, the yogurt? Yeah.
Yeah. It's not super banana-y, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But the way I'm getting that vanilla has just like almost, and I don't know. And I'm also wondering if it's like other stuff in the beer is like, oh, banana bread has cinnamon in it or something. And I'm getting a little bit of cinnamon and it's I don't know. But like,
I wonder if it's the apricot. I wonder if the apricot's just giving it a little bit of.
Yeah. Good pull. Yeah, definitely get banana now.
It's funny you say that because the other day I went grocery shopping and I saw this banana water, and it's apparently just banana water. I don't know how it's made, but yeah, it reminds me of that.
And it's not a dominant thing. You guys hit the bigger stuff before I spoke. It was just like this other little interesting layer I got. Because last week I also didn't get much vanilla at all.
I don't think any of us got vanilla anywhere in the beer.
Yeah.
Right? So like I'm getting some, which is cool. And it's got this like other little cool thing attached to it.
I think last week you got vanilla. I think you noticed it near the end of the video, maybe, or it was
maybe
deeper
that's
into it.
Not the cherry.
You were like, I think I'm getting it now. Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys want to talk more about the aroma, or you want to get into the sip?
I want to drink it.
Oh, Keith's like, no, I'm not ready.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I think I was gonna say something, and compared to the other one, maybe. I don't know. Oh, I was gonna say, like, when I first started talking about this on that like first whiff, it's like that first whiff, I didn't really get any of the adjuncts. I got like a little bit of the citrus and maybe a little bit of the cinnamon clove thing, but now that I've been smelling it for a while, it's definitely much more than just like, it smells much more like an old-fashioned style beer or whatever you want to call it.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, because the other one was way more. I think the orange was relatively dominant in the nose.
I get the thing I got last week where it's like, I think I initially said, I don't know if I ever said banana bread or some kind of bread, and then I was like, no, it's more of like fruitcake bread, like that kind of a thing. And I get a little bit of that again this time. No, I get that again this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to take a sip, and we can keep. It's a live stream. We can come back to the aroma, guys.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say,
you're kidding me.
We didn't. Well, I just realized that we didn't mention the bourbon or the barrel.
Oh, okay, that's a fair point. I stand corrected. For people who don't know, before we started recording or doing the live stream, Sean and I got here first. Then Keith comes in, matching hat, matching shirt, looks way cooler than Sean and I. I kind of have a chip on my shoulder. I look like a scrub. Sean's better than me, but still get the miscoloring, so that's weird. And then Keith just looks like $1 million, and I'm kind of annoyed with Keith. I take it back, Keith. You were right to not have a sip yet, because that's a really smart point you brought up. No one mentioned barrel stuff.
Yeah, because 12 minutes and 43 seconds into a beer review, we shouldn't be sipping it anyways. It's totally makes sense.
Yes. He's still smelling it. Sean, we're drinking.
There is bourbon and there is barrel in the aroma.
All right.
I just want to.
Oh, I'm in the tough spot. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Clink.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Thanks, Keith.
Yeah, you're welcome.
As we rush him along in the beers that he was kind enough to send us. Oh my God.
I'm just, because last week it was so awesome. It's like torture to like not be drinking it. That's all, buddy. This is delivering again. I'll say something I'm almost positive I said last week. With this many adjuncts, with some age on it, there's so many things that could go sideways, mismatch. Something could fade out quite a bit. That'd be lame or something. None of it. Again, this is a hit. Again.
Yeah. This is nuts.
The cinnamon and clove is a lot bigger than the other one.
Yeah. Uptake in that for sure. And I think the aroma too. I think there's an uptake in the aroma for those this time, not just the taste.
Yeah.
The chocolate character from just the malt alone there's so much chocolate in this. It's a mixture of almost like bigger chocolate. Then you get a little bit of like a kiss of fudginess at the end of it. It's like, wow.
I'm glad you said fudginess, because in my head I'm like, is it more fudge or chocolate syrup? And I was going back and forth what I wanted to say, and I like the fudginess. I do like the fudginess.
It is kind of in between those two, though,
right?
Leaning towards fudge.
So interesting. It starts like in that like baker's cocoa thing, and then it gets the fudgy, even like chocolate syrup aspect. Yeah.
And then for me, and maybe you guys as well, in the finish, it kind of goes back to baker's chocolate for me. Like it kind of goes back to that, because it's not particularly sweet on my palate anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit of, I think there's a little bit of oak in there to give it like a little thingy as far as the chocolate goes.
The orange, though, like the orange comes in like right as it's almost like ready to finish, as it's moving across the back of your palate, and it sort of hits you in a way. And this is not a sound. I don't know. This is not a sound weird. And I swear I'm not high. If you shut some of your brain and palate off, you could almost trick yourself into thinking you're drinking an old fashioned, because you get that boozy hit from the bourbon and you get the orange, and it's so like big and bold at that point in time on your palate that it's really dominant. But then the cocoa comes back in and finishes off.
I wonder if they use chocolate bitters or cocoa bitters or whatever it's called in the cocktail.
Well, that's interesting. Okay, so not 100% parallel thinking, Keith, but I was thinking a similar thing. Like, what would that cocktail look like? So it's not one of those mudslide cocktails where you literally have chocolate syrup drizzling on the glass. Probably, right? They're probably not doing that. But yeah, do you have something like a chocolate bitters, or you do sprinkle a little bit of a cocoa powder, sugar mix, and blow torches? I don't know. Because going back to something Sean, I think it was Sean said in the aroma, a little bit of a caramel thing. I get a little bit of that in the taste also. It's not a dominant thing. It's little. I think last week, more orange bitter though than this week, or do you think the same or more this week?
The citrus was like almost the biggest thing in the
last week, right?
Did last week.
Yeah, I was thinking, because I agree with Sean. I get in this, but I was remembering last week getting it more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. More on the nose for sure. Palate wise, it's not. Yeah, it's just a little bit less, but it's not. It's close. It's closer than the nose. Like the nose last week was way more orange forward than the nose on this, but the palate, this is much closer to last week's, I think.
Okay. The barrel and bourbon, I'm getting more when I just smelled it. Now that I've tasted it, I think that's helping me perceive it in the aroma. And again, I don't think it's a dominant aspect of this beer, but it's definitely interwoven. It's definitely helping, for how awesome this beer is. Like, it's definitely adding versus if it wasn't barrel aged. But for me, it's the base beer, that chocolate, all that stuff that like we're talking about, that's base beer. And the adjuncts, even if some of them aren't maybe coming through huge. Apricot's not huge, but we've already identified it's contributing something. I think the star of the show is the base and the adjuncts. But I do think the barrel's helping, but it's not a star. It's not a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also get like a really, it's not big, but just where it is, I get a nice hit of cherry, kind of like in the middle, and it's very nice.
That sip that I just took, going back to what Sean was saying, huge orange bitters for me in that sip. I got it. I don't know if it's compounding on my palate or just, I don't know, but like I wasn't really thinking about what you said when I took that sip, so I don't think it was like in my head and I found it. It was just that sip was like, oh. Yeah. And the cherry, it's not sweet enough to be full cherry cordial. It's almost like if you could take the sweetness from the cherry cordial or cordial cherry, it like take it out of the syrup, somehow extract the sugars, but like it has that little extra flavor. It has that thing.
Yeah. It's like if a Luden's cough drop didn't taste medicinal.
Yes.
It's like not. It's like cherry, but it's like, but it's not medicinal. But it kind of tastes like that. Something.
Dude, that is maybe the best note of the night so far.
Yeah. If there's ever a way to say it, like Keith's like a new age Cicerone.
It is incredible.
Yeah.
Like his tasting notes are as good as his outfit. It's just freaking blowing my mind. I did not bring my A game to this. I apologize, guys. Next time I'm going to wear a tuxedo or something, and really, I'm not doing that because I hate dressing up. But I'm going to wear a proper T-shirt, not just an undershirt, next week. Until I forget that I said that.
Tuxedo T-shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
I have one that's Christmas related. That's probably going to be on.
That's nice. Yeah, I'm too cheap to buy a tuxedo T-shirt for that bit, so it's a good idea though. Can I just draw attention real quick to something that's on topic but way off topic? Mm-hmm. I just love that the AI did an apricry instead of apricot. So under me it says apricry.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice that.
I love that so much. I want to work it into a tasting though. I haven't been able to. Like I didn't want to say this beer makes me want to apricry because I don't get enough apricot.
Did I type apricot wrong when I asked the AI to make this?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was not. I just thought it was an
No,
AI.
I know, but I'm curious if that's what it was.
I know, but if it was your mistake, I wasn't trying to do that. I was just
Nope,
trying.
I spelled it right.
Okay, so all the better. AI.
Actually, we should move some of this stuff because this is really hilarious. There's other things that don't make any sense either.
All right, yeah, that'd be a fun little aside.
Ralphie Nut.
Can we how could we do that where you show more of the background? Like if I remove myself, it doesn't kick me out, right? I can just come back in.
Whoops. Yeah, I don't know how to just show the back. Oh, I wonder if we just do.
Oh yeah.
What if we all remove ourselves? Hold on. Oh, yeah. Ralph Hut is my favorite one. I thought it said Ralph Nut, but Ralph Hut.
It's Jabba's cousin, Ralphius.
Yeah.
Oh, also, hello,
hey,
Billy. Whoa.
If you're still with us, because I would have turned it off by now. Probably.
I was thinking about that. Like dead air is like the sin of something like this, but I think it was worth showing the background, and just so people watching know, like, if we remove ourselves, it won't let us talk where you would hear it. So it wasn't like we could remove ourselves and narrate anything.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a way to do that would be something like that. That's a feature request. Like, how do you just remove your video but still
have an option for audio?
Yeah.
Billy, hope you're not getting too much rain. I know where I am, we're going to get some rain and a little bit of snow later this week. Well, I guess we're already at Wednesday, so tomorrow and Friday.
So we should be getting rain too. But we've been like red flag warnings for the last week and a half. Like
we've had
forest fires and stuff.
Yeah, we've New Jersey's been like fire bans for like a month already.
The one day, was it 2 Saturdays ago or 2 Fridays ago, maybe 2 weekends ago, whatever it was. And I wanted to go for a walk outside, but we had the wind was blowing all that smoke our way, and I'm nowhere near the fires, and it was hazy out, and it had that smoke smell, and I'm like, I don't think I want. And I looked at the air quality; it was like 162, and 0 to 50 is kind of where you want it. So I was like, I'm not gonna go for that outdoor walk right now.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Actually, that wasn't 2 weeks ago. That must have been whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it must have been 2 weeks.
You mean the ones from New Jersey?
From New Jersey, or maybe it was just last weekend.
Because we didn't
remember.
One of them was apparently right that way, and we didn't get any smoke here. I guess it was it was just the or maybe I thought it was just cloudy one day. I don't know. Whatever.
We got it. It was definitely from you guys. It reminded me of the Canadian wildfires.
Oh yeah,
it had that haze and the smell and everything, and you didn't have to go outside for more than a second to smell like, oh yeah, this is a thing. But anyway, Billy, I hope you're not getting too much rain. Where it's okay, bud.
Yeah, send us some.
Yeah, I mean, those wildfires are no joke. Anyway, that's not what this needs to be about. But
well, now we just said how much we loved it and we did everything. Now we can talk whatever we want to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like we did this pretty good justice. I mean, this beer is awesome.
So good.
I don't know. I don't really have a strong opinion which one, last week's versus this one, is better. They're both killer,
It's almost like, I think the thing is last week was the first time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're just that, it hit so hard because you weren't really sure what you're getting into.
Because in my head, I want to say last week was better, but is it just because it was the first one?
Right.
I like the extra chocolate from this week.
Mm-hmm.
I still think I got more of the orange bitters last week, which I liked. There's no wrong answer.
Yeah.
There's not a clear winner. I wouldn't even use the word loser. There's no clear winner and second winner.
Yeah, I agree. Who's winning? We are, because we're going to drink this beer right now.
For real. For real. Yeah, no, that's no joke. Yeah, we texted earlier. We're like, who's ready to do this review later, this live stream later? I was like, yeah, drinking a beer, hanging out with the guys, for sure.
Exactly.
Should we? I think like we're still doing the next thing for sure on the same date, despite what Mike said, right? Like nothing changed, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yes. As far as I know.
That on the last video, last live stream.
I can't remember if we talked about it on the live stream or after.
I think we talked about it way late. Yes.
Should we talk about it? Right? It's okay to talk about, right?
Yeah. I still have to make yes. Yeah, I already said to say the date.
Like I said at the beginning, we're going to try next week to do the third one of these that we're doing, which is the 2023 one. So like that's the next thing that we're trying to do. But beyond that is December 7th, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the Saturday, yes.
December 7th is the Nerd Sense. So if you're not watching on the Nerd Sense channel or you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you subscribe to the Nerd Sense channel. Every year, and you guys have been doing this since
this will be 11.
This will be year 11. Oh,
last year was the 10th, yeah.
Wow. Last year was
I think from a live standpoint, it's probably like the 8th live. I think the first 2 or 3 we just filmed and then put on the site afterwards.
So they do their holiday special, and it's a lot of fun. If you haven't watched, good beers in higher qualities than maybe some of us typically drink on camera. Surprises. There's gift giving. I don't know. I was thinking because you guys are going to do. I'm talking to Sean now. You're going to do your guys' top beers of the year. Yeah.
I have the list. Mike and I are trying to kind of figure out what we're going to do. We're not sure if we're going to do a top 10 or a top 5 this year because Mike took that break in the middle of the year. So we may do a top 5 to kind of just make it a little easier. But yeah. Like there's certain beers I would love to add like this, but if Mike didn't have it, I feel like
it's an interesting thing having a channel that's mostly a duo. Yeah. That's fair. That's an interesting one maybe for next year to try to kind of think, Sean, like maybe you do have your own like top 5 that Mike didn't have. I mean, I don't want to cause friction, but like you drink some beers you don't, you drink some beers he doesn't.
Right.
But yeah. I don't think I'll do my top ones there. And I think I might do my own on my channel.
I think what you've been doing the runners ups.
Oh yes, I did do that. Ooh. I gotta think about that. And then Keith, something to think about.
Yeah.
I can't do both eyebrows as good.
Cheers.
Cheers. And we got another one. Just cracked. Ooh, a hop slam.
I haven't had a hop slam in a
hop minute. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. Actually, I haven't had a. What was the last? Okay, Bell's. Last Bell's beer you had?
Probably Two Hearted.
And I think it's been a bit since I've had I have some Expedition Stouts, barrel aged and not. I might have done like a Stellar Saturday video, but I haven't. This is so sad to say out loud. I haven't bought Bell's in a while, and they have some really good beer.
Yeah, I was at a bar that had Two Hearted on draft on Saturday, but I didn't get it. I got other stuff. I was like, I can get that whenever I want.
So I'm 41 now. So which makes sense in a second. So for my 30th birthday, a friend of mine threw me a surprise birthday and totally tricked me. Like I had no idea, right? So I walk into this room, and as the door's opening, I'm slowly seeing people. I'm like, wait, they weren't invited to this dinner we're doing like a week before my birthday. And I really I hook, line, and sinker fell for it. And my friend Gabe had gone down to Pennsylvania. So I live in New York. For anyone who's watching doesn't know. And at the time, you couldn't get Bell's in New York. So he had gone to Pennsylvania where you could get it. And he brought back, I think it was Two Hearted, and then the other one was that rye IPA, I think that they do. It's got a flower on it, but it's a rye beer, and both are awesome. I had the Two Hearted once before my birthday that year, but oh my god, that rye one was so good. And then it's so funny because like 6 months later, or whatever it was, New York started getting Bell's. So you got the Black Notes, the Expedition Stouts. These, he was able to get their amazing, delicious beer.
I think It's been a while, but I think the last bells I had was one of the two-hearted variants. It was either the double two-hearted or it was, don't they do like a session?
Oh, there was a
session
mix
one?
pack, yeah, right? There's a mix pack that
It
they
was,
have like the
it was
session
one of
like
those.
ones.
Oh, it's called Smitten Golden Rye Ale.
Oh, I don't think I've had
I
that.
would share my screen, but actually, speaking of the holiday special, I've already purchased Sean and Mike's gifts, but I have 2 tabs open because I'm not sure which of these things I'm going to get for Keith. So I can't share my screen right now because I have 2 tabs open because I keep going back and forth. Which of these things do I want to get for Keith? So sorry, everyone. I can't show you what the label looks like right now, but yeah, it's Smitten Golden Rye Ale. And we were all like, we did some really cool beers that day. I think we did a little, oh, you know what else we did that was cool? We did all of the minute Dogfish Head beers. So we did 60. Was it 61 maybe was out at the time? 90. Oh, no, sorry. 75
70.
minute,
Yeah.
90, and 120. And that's when that was the night I learned, I totally forgot about this. My 30th birthday was when I learned I like double IPAs even more than IPAs. Because I had that 90-minute, and like I'd had both of those. I've had 60 and 90 separately, but doing them like a little tasting that way, I was like, wait, I actually can confirm my sweet spot is double IPAs, which I still feel to this day. Anyway.
Do they make 75 minute? I had it once. It was, I can't remember. I remember really liking it.
Me too.
I remember liking it too.
And
there was something else to it, right, Keith? They had it was a blend of the 60 and 90, hence 75, but there was something else added.
Was it like grape must or something?
Oh, I'm looking at it now.
That's the 61. Was it maple syrup, maybe? I think the 61 had the grape must.
Oh, 61 was the grape must, which I liked okay, but it wasn't as great as I thought it was. I mean, I don't remember
I agree. I would rather have the regular 60 than the 61 with the grape musk.
Maple syrup.
Maple syrup. I was going to say, I'm pretty confident it was maple syrup. Yeah, that was a cool beer. That 75 was really cool. So real quick, because there's a couple more comments. Did you guys see that Dogfish had kind of listened to us complaining? Not really. They didn't really listen to us.
I was just going to say that, but no, I didn't see that. But I was going to say we kind of talked kind of a lot of crap last.
I mean, because it's been annoying. This was last week, right?
Yeah.
So interesting. And again, I don't really think we moved the needle at all.
No, it wasn't last week. It was 2 weeks ago because Mike was on with us. We did the.
It was the Bruno day 2 weeks ago today. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 weeks ago today. So the other day, I saw Dogfish had put out there. They said in the comments, what previous beer that we used to make do you want to see us brew next year? So people were just commenting, right? And I went to put Pangea, but I didn't see anyone else put it. So I'm like, I'm not going to be the only vote. It's not worth my time. So today I saw they posted, man, we got a ton of chicory stout and not the Raisin de Extra, the lower one, the lower ABV one, Raisin de Etra, maybe is how you pronounce it. So it's between those two. So they're not doing the once a quarter that I would love, at least like once every 3 months they have one of the old school ones come back. Pun not intended. Old school, not pun, but reference. But they're at least bringing something back from the past. So that made me excited. So I'm trying to, there's not a lot of great stuff going on in my world right now. So I'm trying to, hey, that's a good thing. Awesome. And hopefully, if I had to pick between, how about that as the next question? Chicory. I think I know your guys' answer, but chicory stout or the Raisin de Etra? Chicory, right? Yeah.
Chicory, yeah.
Okay. I knew we were going to agree about that. I'm sorry. I was dominating. Do you guys want to say anything before I click on the comments?
No. Go ahead.
I wish Dogfish Head was bringing back more than one beer.
Yeah, same. Well, yeah.
I mean, I kind of felt like a compromise would be one a quarter versus what I really want is like maybe one per month, like 12 of those cool beers from back in the day I get to try every year again.
But also, are they going to brew it once, release it, and then that's it? Or are they going to brew it for the year?
Here's what I'm hoping. Because I'm trying to think like them, right? From their merger, conglomerate, whatever word you want to use.
Yeah.
This has to be a business thing. They're probably going to see how does it sell. if it sells really well, they'll probably be like, oh, we should do this kind of thing more often, right? That's my guess of what this is. If it gets me more beers I used to drink all the time and love, okay, because it's doing the thing.
Remember the Miles Davis Stout? Oh my god!
Yeah, Bitches Brew.
Bitches Brew. Thank you. I couldn't think of it.
The 750s were awesome. The 12-ounce oaked ones are fine, but man, those 750s hit so hard.
Yeah.
I think they did it twice in 750s. I mean, those. It's funny on my Facebook memories today. There was one where my cousin had sent me a Facebook or posted on Facebook, hey, Wegmans, the local grocery store's beer section, they just got a ton of the 750 Dogfish Head beers in.
Nice.
And it was like, I'll look up what year it was, because it was not recent, sadly.
Of course.
Yeah. And like in New Jersey, I assume there's still some places, but like all of the places that I used to find old bottles, like dusty old bottles, like there's places I can still find old bottles, but like you don't see those anymore. Like around like 2020, I think, because of lockdown and quarantine and whatever. Like I don't know if they just got rid of their old stock or something, but there's stuff I used to be able to find all the time, and now I can't find any of it. So
maybe I did want to make room. So I did look it up. It was from 2013. So before I did the channel, around when I was turning 30, like I was just talking about. And now that it made me remember, we used to get them like before that. We didn't get them for a while. That's why my cousin reached out, like they got them back. And I had emailed Dogfish Head. I was like, hey, I live in upstate New York, and we don't get your bombers anymore. And the email back, the guy's like, well, we don't do bombers. We do 750 milliliters. And I just felt like the world's biggest idiot. I'm like, oh, okay,
that's
well, technically
such
a bomber.
like it's a very pretentious reply from them.
The guy, the email back was not mean or belittling.
I know, but like come on, like they know what you meant. They could have like.
As a teacher who provides feedback, I do try to like, hey, here's what you did well. Here's what we're going to work on. If we get a better grade, sorry, an even better grade next time, buddy. Anyway, all right. You're the best, Nika. I don't know what that is. Or one of us, Nika?
I think it's the.
Oh, got it.
Don't get caught in that trick.
Got it.
Now that's on television.
I think it's. Well, I think maybe they said that so that we could say it.
Well,
so that
I read it as written. I'm not going to get canceled. Don't worry. Had anyone? Oh,
we talked about this on the last one too, didn't we?
Yeah, I haven't
had it.
Last year, the one who mentioned it last week?
No, someone brought it up, and then
it wasn't the same account,
I don't know if it was last beer, but somebody brought it up, and then I said, because like 2 days before, a friend in North Carolina was like, "Hey, we can't get this because the ABV is too high. Can you get it?" And I was like, "I don't really see Dragon's Milk."
We get
look now actually.
We get a tiny amount. We'll get the regular. And it feels like maybe we get every fourth variant they put. I don't even know if we get every fourth at this point.
We used to get it, and then COVID.
Yeah,
like it was.
I would gladly try it, but isn't it? Didn't we learn last week it's really expensive?
Yeah, it's like $50.
Yeah.
What's the name of it? Just Dragon's Milk.
I'm sure if you put in Dungeons and Dragons Milk, it comes up. Anyway, Keith, what are you saying?
Dragon's Milk Dungeons.
Yeah, like a day or two after we were talking about it, I got an ad on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Maybe I'll go get it." And of course they pushed me an ad from like a place in like Las Vegas or whatever, wherever.
Of course.
I'm like, oh, all right.
Dude, that happened to me today. I got an ad for a concert. I'm like, that sounds awesome. And then, it was like, it wasn't even New York State. Yeah, it was like Colorado. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, why are you showing me this awesome concert lineup? That many states. So yeah, so stupid. Maybe
find it near you. Here we go. Let's see if I can find it. It's probably gonna go pound sand.
There's something else I was just gonna talk about.
No, they do have a finder. I really appreciate the breweries that have like finder. Oh my god.
And especially ones that have like specific finders, and it's not just like New York.
Oh,
New
never
Jersey.
mind. I got overexcited. They were like, because I clicked literally on the Dragon's Milk Dungeons and Dragons on their site, and it was like, find it, and then it came up with 15 hits, like right down the street.
Oh,
no, but then it goes one product, regular Dragon's Milk. That's all Anywhere has. Oh wait, this one has 2 reserved oatmeal. It's in Hudson, New Hampshire. Mike, if you're listening, go to Hudson. Oh, Nashua. Nope, oatmeal. But
Mike doesn't pay any attention to beer stuff. Like, no beer podcast, no beer tuber. And as I've said in some of my videos, I don't know if Mike even knows he's on a beer tube channel. I think he just thinks you have a weird room you guys hang out and drink beer and talk about the beer in.
Sometimes I get jealous. Like, it's probably a little freeing.
Probably.
To not have to worry about it. Just show up, sit in front of a microphone, talk about beer with your buddies. Like, I would love to just do that and not have to do with any other stuff.
Oh, sorry. Speaking of hang out with buddies and I haven't worried about anything, you just reminded me of the thing I was going to tell you guys about. So there'll be no videos. We have no plans to make videos, but I'm kind of excited because I'm seeing a friend of ours on Monday. So Joe from the Beer Patrol is going to come to Albany, actually, for a completely different event that just happens to be in Albany that him and his dad want to do. And so, he reached out. He's like, yeah, so I'm going to be in Albany. Do you want to grab dinner? And I'm like, oh, yeah, awesome. So we're going to go to the new location for Albany Ale and Oyster, where we all went when Beer Tuber Palooza was in Albany. So I'll get to see Joe. And we're not, again, he's not like coming to the house to film reviews or anything, but so there'll be no footage of it. But yeah, so I'm excited because I haven't seen him since the Albany Beer Tuber Palooza. Yeah, it's been a while.
That's last time as well. Dude, that's awesome. And that's what we talked about before. Like, that's what this whole thing has turned out to be. It's just us hanging out with each other, and that's this. And just this, what we're doing now is just us hanging out at the end of the day.
Yeah, right. I mean, for sure.
Watching it.
I mean, as we've all talked about many times, like it's internet friendships, and it's people. I talk to you guys much as I talk to anyone else, like in terms of texting and stuff, I mean, yeah, for sure. No, it's awesome. I was reading that interview that Matt posted that people, I forget the name of
Canvas.
It was a Canvas.
Yeah.
That did with Matt from Massive Beer Reviews. And yeah, like that's one of the things he was saying. He's like, yeah, like mystery beers are cool. It's like, it's all awesome. But yeah, it's just like, it forms friendships. And it's like, yeah, it's so true,
Yeah.
Billy commented earlier. I talked to Billy. It seemed like every couple of days we're texting each other. Like it's just not even just people who do beer tuber stuff, but yeah, you meet people, you talk to them. It's just super rad. I went to Fiden's a week or so ago, and I just sat down for one beer quick, and then I grabbed some cans to go. And I sat down. So I was like, "Hey, Kyle." I'm like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I don't know who you are." And they said their name, and I'm like, oh, yeah, like you sent me a Facebook friend request, and like we're friends on Facebook, and I know blah, blah, blah about your job because I remember you posting about that. He's like, he introduces me to his friend. He's like, yeah, this guy does beer reviews, and that's how I heard of him. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, man. What's up? Just like totally just nice people, talking to him. I was having a beer and then left. Just another nice interaction with human beings.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So just to go back to the Dogfish Head thing, did we all agree that Chicory Stout is the one? That's the one we all three of us want to see.
At this point, though, I would like Chicory Stout, but if it ended up being the Raison de Etre, like fine, whatever.
I've never had it, so it'd be cool to try it, but also.
You haven't had Chicory or the Raisin?
The Raisin.
Okay.
But also,
I don't know if I've had the one that was neck and neck with Chicory Stout, but I definitely had the extra. Look at the labels.
Like,
I've had
I've
both.
had so much Dogfish that I had to have had it.
I do like the extra better,
all
but I've
mine.
had both. They're both good.
I want. I mean, honestly, I just want them to bring back the Indian brown.
Oh yeah, I've definitely had. Oh yeah, I've totally had this. Yeah, of course.
Because that beer, and of course, if they brought it back, I'd probably have it and be like, "This isn't like the memory that I have."
Well, like
remember
we
that they had
beer
like
last
15 years ago. And if they do it, like I want them. If they're bringing this back, there's going to be like a nostalgia play to get money, or not? I know, but that's the word.
It will be both.
Make it the old label. Old label. I want the old. You know how all the Dogfish labels pretty much looked exactly the same.
Yeah.
They just changed the colors and stuff. That's what I want.
You gotta, because if you're gonna do that right, you don't, unless they're gonna bring it back as a continuous brew.
Right.
You got to do the nostalgic. This is what the label looked like the last. I mean, that's just marketing 101.
Because I would be like even like think about it. Someone that's not us, that doesn't know about that this is happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, oh, I'm into beer. I'm still into beer, but Dogfish is my big thing. They're just walking down the aisle. Imagine just seeing out of the corner of your eye like an old school Dogfish logo. What would your brain do? It would break for a minute.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But you also might think
this has to be old. And then you look at it like, oh,
that's like a 12-year-old chicory stout.
And then you're either going to be A, disappointed because it's not old because you're hoping that they're aging it for you, or B, like, oh crap, they're doing it again.
Yeah,
chicory stout, man. Oh.
That's one thing I want to, because kind of like what I was saying, like places don't have like some of the like older bottles that I used to be able to find all the time. But I wonder if they just have that stuff sitting in the like back room. Like I wonder how many liquor stores just have like a case of Indian brown ale that's just been sitting there for 15 years. Like
the store down the street from me that I've talked about before that got the 2015 Bourbon County. It was the only time they ever got Bourbon County. And it was like astronomical pricing because they were so angry how much they got charged and what they had to sell. They're still on the shelves. Their inventory system is so terrible. Like I have gone in the back. I don't know. All they have is just like random AV InBev stuff and just stacks and stacks and stacks like out in the stuff. So it's like there probably are a bunch of places that do, but I feel like these other places just, if they have poor inventory management, like I don't know, they just don't even probably. Maybe there is something awesome. Maybe there is an Indian brown in the back that's just hidden behind a bunch of Budweiser stuff that they don't have.
Well, I know at least around me, like definitely in the last few years or so, or maybe even earlier, like hazies have definitely taken up the cooler and the shelves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little disappointing, but
I'm cool with the shelves, or I'm sorry, I'm cool with the cooler. Like keep those beers cold over some, but yeah, like it shouldn't be taken over both. Speaking of hazies, Keith, my review I'm posting tomorrow was that Conclave Triple that you bought on our way to Beer Tuber Palooza.
I thought we were waiting on that.
Wait, no.
I thought Keith told me. Oh, so I can drink that?
No,
or
don't
no?
say that. We have so many beers we're supposed to drink together. I don't think that's one of them. I don't.
Kyle's the new Sean. Oh no!
I don't.
Is this?
Did we say?
I have passed on the curse to Kyle.
Wait. When and where did we say
mental
that?
burden is now on you.
Drink?
You'll wake up tomorrow and you'll be in the shower and go, I can't believe I drank that beer without reviewing it with them.
We have so many. Again, that's why I haven't sent you guys beers. We still haven't gone through the beers you guys have said. Here's the beers we're drinking together.
Yeah, I know you're right. I'm
kidding. And
I only asked for that for. I only asked. I think I asked Keith a week or two ago about that beer for a reason, and then I asked because you know what I think it was. Mike did that whole joke thing I told you about, where he's like unexpected guests, where he showed up when we were going to do a review with the person. So I texted Keith and I was like, "We want to do reviews. What can we review?" And I think that was one of them I asked, or I asked a couple days later, but it's fine. Keith, do you still have it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just do it, and then I'll take my hat off and I'll just pretend I'm Kyle at one point. And I'll move like this. I don't know what I'll do with my beard. I'll have to.
You got to get way more gray in that freaking beard, man. I can't believe you and I are a year apart. When I look at you right now and I see how much gray's in my beard and not in your beard,
Kyle, like you should see it like up close.
It is not close.
You'll see it next month. No, it is. It definitely is more.
Ever since it's so funny because Shanice, when I was still dyeing my beard, every time I dyed my beard, Shanice is like, you can't tell a difference. Like, I can't tell you dyed it. Like, it's the same. It looks the exact same. I'm like, I don't know. To me, it looks different. I stopped dyeing my beard. The number of people who have commented, like, you look older. Wow, you have so much hair in your beard. And I'm like, Shanice, listen to them. You were wrong. People, like, it looked different when I dyed it. Like, the first week of school, I walk in to the nurse's office, and my building principal's in there. He just
Why'd you go to the nurse? Why'd you go to the nurse's office? Was your back hurting or something?
No, the students had to fill out forms, Sean, about like emergency contact information, if they're allergic to anything, which hospital they prefer to be sent to, if they're, all that stuff. So I was just being a good homeroom teacher, returning these half sheets that the students' parents filled out. So I walk into the nurse's office to turn out this stuff. He looks at me, he just says, "How much did you age this summer?" How? And he's a couple years older than me. He's like, "You have so much gray in your beard." I'm like, all right, I get it. That's enough. He's
I don't think we can say that here. Where's the HR department?
I don't know if we have an HR department, actually. I don't. If I had to go to HR, I don't know who that even is in my district.
Kyle, you know what you need to do? Just shave, and then people will immediately be like, "Wow, you look so much younger."
I will privately send you a picture of what that looks like, and you will quickly say, "Don't do that, Kyle."
Well, I probably look exactly like you do if I shave, but when was the last time you fully shaved?
I will send you a picture, not right now on the internet, and you will say to me, "Do not shave, Kyle." It was before I met Shanice, not to be serious for a second, but there was this horrific, what I'm about to say is like, we're taking the energy out of the room, guys. There was this horrible shooting, and these kids. I told. What did I say? What did I say?
Not so ex-girlfriend, but okay.
I'm not setting up for a bit. I'm not. This is all sad. Nothing happy about this. So there was this horrible shooting at a civic center in the Binghamton area when I was still teaching in that area in New York, and 2 kids in the district, their parents were killed in the shooting. Now, here's the goofy part. So we wanted to raise money for them. So the guys who wanted to partake had to shave everything, and then they grew a mustache. And then people would put in their $1 or $5 or whatever at the end of the 6 weeks or whatever it was to vote who had the best mustache, right? And then the ladies who wanted to do it just like, they didn't shave their legs for that 6 weeks, then people give them money for doing that. Okay. So that's how we raise money. So that part is goofy and funny, whatever. So of course I took pictures in the process of like shaving and then growing this mustache. And it was not a popular look. This was when I was still single. I literally made a shirt that said "Mustache for Charity." So when I went out in public, people would be like, "Oh, he's not trying to rock this shaved head, shaved beard with just a mustache." It looked god awful on me. Keith, you rock it. For the 3rd time today, you look awesome. You look awesome, dude. But me with just a mustache, not a good look.
I did the same in 2014 for Movember, and then Carrie said the same thing.
Oh,
she said I looked like a sex offender.
No, I've seen that picture. You need to bring.
Yeah, you have seen that picture. I don't know if Kyle, you may have. Mike likes to show it to people. Oh no, not Mike. Sorry, Carrie likes to show it to people for sure.
I don't remember that.
It's pretty bad. Let me see if I can find it.
But yeah, Shanice saw the picture and she's like, "You can never shave your beard." I'm like, "I don't plan on it. Don't worry, honey."
I just want to do it for the shock factor one day to see what Kaylee thinks about it, because she's never seen. Because when I did it 2014, she was less than a year old, so clearly she doesn't remember it. So like, I don't know if she would ever, what she would even think. Can I just search like mustache in Apple Photos and that'll come up?
I didn't realize how specific you could be. I swear,
pretty insane.
But like Shanice was looking for Bruno pictures in her phone, so she put in, I think, dog first, and then she put in pet, and they were most of the same pictures, but there were some ones that were different. It was interesting how like it differentiated some.
Kind of looks like Elijah Wood. This is from November 15th. So very close to around.
Oh wow. Well, yeah, No Shave November. Wow, I have not seen that picture before.
That's not the one that I think Carrie shows everyone. I don't know if Carrie has this one. This is the one. She shows one where I have more like a little more like stubble. This is like day of. I don't know if she even has. You can. Oh yeah, this is day of. Did you see all the stuff on it? Yeah. I just don't think I knew how to like grow a mustache afterwards. You know what I mean? Like maintain it and like Keith. Like when I shave. Like I just think
Keith rocks it because he's got the long hair, he's got the mustache. Yeah, he's a freaking stud. He's freaking Fabio over here. All right, Sean, a compliment to you. That picture, you look a little bit like Elijah Wood. I think.
Yeah, that's weird, but I thought I did too. Yeah,
oh, really? Sense, no, like no joke. Like at first, I'm like, that's Sean with the mustache, and I was looking at a little bit more. I'm like, kind of looks like Elijah Wood in that picture, actually. Yeah, he's a good-looking dude.
He is. And he's Frodo, voice of Scarecrow.
He's the most famous Hobbit ever.
Yeah, I'll take it.
He's like,
so maybe I do need to shave
because he was in more of the literature. Actually, no, he wouldn't have been because it was just 2 books, right? Well, actually, how many books did Bilbo in?
We watched the trilogy.
This is also what I think what I meant before. Like, we hit our stride. Look, we're at an hour, and like now we're like, people if people are watching right now, it'd be great.
This is the good stuff.
Yeah.
Listen, this beer is amazing, but in terms of content we're creating, this is the good stuff.
Yeah. This is what we need. This is why for the holiday special, we're going to start the Parabola vertical before we go live. We'll get at least 2 years in.
I mean, we probably should pregame at Treehouse, right? And then we go to your house, and then
yes, that's definitely the biggest. That's
we do that vertical. I did set aside the 2018, so I'm really trying not to forget it when I come up.
Yeah, that would do. Yeah, we have to now. We have to.
Right.
So people watching, the one person that's watching, if you're watching in the future, there's going to be a Parabola vertical, and it's going to be epic.
Yeah, I'm so excited. My friend Jim lives out in California, and he's been sending me pictures of some of the different Firestone Walker beers he's been able to get and he's been drinking. And the other day he had one that had it wasn't Parabola, but it was something like that with coconut and cinnamon. And then there was another one maybe had rye barrels or something. And I'm like, yo, that's awesome. I said, here's what I'm looking forward to in terms of Firestone Walker. And I was telling him about the vertical. He's like, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's like, yeah, like this is Firestone Walker, just great barrel aging program. I don't know if people give them the props they deserve, but like Firestone Walker's barrel aging for well over a decade.
And I think it's part of it is, well, no, it's fantastic. It's amazing. But I think the thing is, it's too easy to get sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People can easily see it on the shelves, and I think they do what I kind of do with maybe Bell's or other stuff and walk by it. But well, I don't walk by, like if I see a Parabola or a succubus or whatever. Not succubus.
Oh my god, that beer's so good.
But yeah,
Keith's just getting triggered. You brought up a barley wine while we're drinking a stout. Barley wine, yeah. Wait, what are you doing these?
Never mind. I'm not going to talk about it. There's maybe a surprise for the Christmas special.
Oh, okay.
There's always surprises at the Christmas special, so it's going to be the vertical, and then whatever else we have, and then it's going to be there's going to be Pedialyte and electrolytes.
I've seen your fridge. I've seen your fridge and your other.
Yeah, there's no holds barred for the holiday special. It's going down.
It's always an event.
So basically, we don't have to bring any beer.
No.
I'm just going to bring a 2018 that I said
bring it. That's it.
I honestly don't want to bring anything else.
Or if Keith, you have like 3% lagers, yeah, bring those.
Yeah,
in between beers.
Like if I bring anything, it's just going to be like 1 or 2 bottles or something. I'm not going to bring.
It's the beer tuber palooza thing.
Entire Ralphius
what you would want to drink. So here's my thought.
Maybe they'll have the Maybe they'll have
This is also
one.
going to be after Black Friday too. Yeah.
Shit. Oh, what if
crap? Mike and I usually do the proprietor. I think it's been an unofficial tradition where I've always bought the proprietors after market after Black Friday, and we've always done it right before the holiday special. Yeah, we can't do that this year.
I just heard I haven't responded to this comment, but someone commented on one of my videos yesterday or the day before that apparently, according to the distributor they talked to, my area is not getting really the variants this year, which they've been getting for a long time. So yeah, I might be in a unique situation where, like, before I could just go to the store and be like, oh, I can get several of the variants right now. So that'll be interesting. But what I wanted to say, going back to the holiday special, is it dawned on me that Keith and I don't need to get a hotel room or use an air mattress. I go to bed so early, I'm just going to go to bed in your spare room. I'm going to sleep for 8 hours, wake up. You guys are still going to be chugging barley wines. And Keith will get into the bed and go to sleep for 8 hours, and then we'll drive home. So that's the plan. I go to bed so early compared to you guys that, like, I'm going to tap out about 8 p.m., pretty reasonable time. And then I'll wake up at 4 a.m. You guys will be wrapping up your ASMR or whatever it is, whatever the abbreviation.
He's not wrong, Keith.
And then Keith will go to bed.
This turns into, or we just, like, my goal now is let's get Kyle to stay up and drink barley wines until 2 a.m.
I mean, Beer Cream and Palooza, I did stay up pretty late. Like, I was there till I was definitely after midnight, which for me is not what I do anymore.
Oh no! When I'm at home regularly, I'm in bed by I'll be in bed by 9:30 tonight. But what keeps me going is this. As long as I'm talking and the social aspects go, my brain's still going. Then I'm like, okay, fine. I can just I can rally until the next day.
So did you say? I remember maybe Kyle or Sean, one of you, saying that Goose Island is not doing the typical Bourbon County release this year.
What do you mean?
Like the Black Friday release?
They did a rare day, not a proprietor day.
Oh, prop day, yeah.
Prop day, right? Yeah. So it was different, but I don't know how different it was. I actually don't know much about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this year's they've been using so many things. I'm confused how this is all working.
So the Black Friday thing. So it's still getting released on Black Friday, though.
Yes. The beers as normal for us who don't live in the Chicago area, Black Friday. But they have some single barrel beers that are, I think, only brewery only.
They're doing the single barrel brewery only this year?
That's what I saw in a Facebook group I'm in. And
so was last year just an experiment where they sent it out to a bunch of different places?
Yeah, I don't know, because then again I'm trying to piece together some stuff I've heard, like people have commented or I've seen in this beer group, but some people from Canada were saying we're not really getting anything from them this year. So I don't know if they're trying to. This is me just looking at data and coming up with what I think is a explanation. This is no official information. I did not, read this from anyone in a position of decision making. This is just me looking at stuff and thinking. I'm wondering if they're realizing we're putting too much out there and stuff sitting on shelves, so the whole supply and demand is off. We're putting too much supply out there, and because it's not limited enough, we're not getting the demand. So it feels like some stuff I've seen that they're kind of pulling back this year. But again, this is not an official statement. I didn't read this from anyone involved with the brewery. This is just me piecing together stuff I've seen and what I think might be happening.
I'd agree with that. I think I would agree with that, because you would see my main store where I'd go every year earlier, which I'm probably going to start. I'm probably going to try to maybe this weekend see if they have it. It's the one next to Trio, so it makes sense for me to go there. But if they don't have it this weekend, then there's a few other spots that I would check. The one spot last year, which before that spot, the main spot had it, they had a shitload of the Eagle Rare, which was absurd. So like maybe you're right. Maybe it is like a supply and demand thing, and they are putting more out, and like and there's probably more locations like that one spot that people don't normally go to for that type of beer. You know what I mean? Like it just sits there.
Well, like because I've only really been I've had some Bourbon County stuff before, but like I haven't really tried to get it other than like the last year or two. And from what I remember from at least the last year was like the single barrel one was really good. But compared to the base and the price point, the base wins.
Yeah. But how did you get the single? What do you mean though? Because the single barrel one you can only get by accident. That's I guess.
I think Keith's talking about like Eagle Rare or
yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like the Easter eggs. No, okay, I get you.
Not the Easter eggs that like go into the blend that makes the base, but like we only age this in Eagle Rare.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like the single barrel variants. Or whatever.
Keith, you're absolutely right. If you factor in the price, even if they're better than the base, it has never been that much better than the base percentage-wise cost difference.
Yeah, like the Angels and Eagle Rare were both great, but they're like $40 for.
Because I know I can still get was Eagle Rare the last year?
Yes, it was Eagle Rare, and Angels Envy were the two other single barrels, right?
Now the
Angels Envy though was next level.
Now, okay, asterisk, that Angels Envy, maybe
that's going to be on the list for beer of the year for sure.
That beer was so good.
Eagle Rare, I bought extras. Like there are some. Maybe they'll come out on the holiday special after the prep. No, you can't go to bed at 8 o'clock if you want to get on some Eagle Rare.
That reminds me, Keith, you gave me that Angels Envy like cocktail syrup. I still haven't made the cocktail yet. Oh my god, there's so much stuff I have to. We have all these spirits that I haven't touched.
And I still have a bunch of spirits over here. I have the you sent me regular Buffalo's Trace, and I've been saving like I have a bottle select of Buffalo Trace from like the liquor store near me, and it's like this. I have this much left, and I keep saving it. I'm not going to drink it because I'm like, I got to do a side by side. Maybe we could do that after the parabola too.
Well, but like speaking of like stuff we're supposed to do together, I'm looking at some of these spirits. I'm like, are we doing these with Dan? Like, should I not drink these, or should I keep saving them and drink them?
I still have to save, or not save. I still have to send Dan a box. I still have to do that.
Well, and then the other day, Thomas, when he's like this Augustiner,
yes,
I was like, I'll be honest with you, do I have that beer? I don't even know if I have this beer. Like, I totally forgot about it. If I do, I don't think I drank it. I do have it.
Remember, you pulling a mic? Remember when he was like, "Where do these beers come from?" And he put them in front of us on the live stream.
That was funny. But I'm like, I don't remember. I'll have to look because I don't remember this Augustiner beer.
You don't have all. I don't know if you have all of them, but you have a couple of them.
They're cans or bottles.
I still think we should try to do that.
They're bottles.
They're not going to go bad.
You have the
Helles.
So I have 3 bottles.
The Helles, the Doppelbock, and then the other.
These are from you, Keith?
Yeah. Okay. They were in the box that I gave you.
Okay.
Like when I came to see you and then went to Sean.
They were in that time. Box. Okay. So my belly is telling me I need to put food into it.
Yeah.
So we're slowly going to, or not even slowly, we're going to get off. Keith, act a little bit more mature, please. I mean, get off of the live stream.
How did you know that's what I was thinking?
I think you were laughing because you were hungry.
I know.
Kyle, get your mind out of the gutter. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so weird.
I'll tell you some stuff off camera and on camera, but like every once in a while, it's like, yeah, guys, I know what you're laughing at. We're not talking about that. To finish on this, this beer's amazing. Free Will continues to do no wrong. Free Will is one of the best breweries that I've had. They just, no matter the style, they do such a diverse a catalog of styles, and they just freaking crush them. It is their hit to miss ratio. Other breweries should be jealous of because it's hit after hit.
Yeah. Also, we should say that if anyone is just tuning in now, we ended up starting earlier than 6:30.
Yeah. So if you're wondering why it's 6:32 when we're trying to wrap it up, yeah.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, we were all able to start earlier, and if we can, we do because we're human beings, and it's hard to.
Yeah. Also, do we want to recap what next week is going to be?
Do we know when we can do it next
week?
Do
we know? Because I think for me it'd have to be Monday or Tuesday.
I think I can do Tuesday.
I think I can do Tuesday. I think it's Wednesday. I'll be traveling for the holiday and everything.
Yeah, Wednesday will be tough from a prep standpoint.
I think Tuesday I can make work.
Yeah, Tuesday I can definitely make work.
Keith, do you think Tuesday would work?
Tuesday will work for me.
So, humans of Earth watching this, we're going to shoot for Tuesday to do the third and final one of these. Until Keith finds this magical fourth one that's released this year, and then we'll figure that out.
And then we know when that one could be, right?
No, I was thinking the following week we would all go down to Spinnerstown Hotel and have the cocktail.
Ooh, I like that idea a lot. You have any idea who we are? We did 3 live streams about the beer.
Special from live on location from the Spinnerstown Hotel.
I mean, Shanice is always telling me I should do more, not more. I should do any videos on location. She's always like, you got to do on location. I'm like, I don't know. It weirds me out to talk about it in front of people walking around. I don't know.
It is weird. It is weird because you say we're never seeing anyone interviewing anyone on the street and stuff like that, or filming even like people that are relatively famous, they're filming stuff on the street and stuff like that. It's like people are watching you.
But then I've liked when you guys have done Treehouse ones, and it's been a bit. I think it went to one of the anniversaries, or it was right after the anniversary.
Yeah, but it's still so far away from other people. It's not they don't really notice. But
true.
Other people do it, and it's really in a crowded area, and it's how can you? People are thinking I guess a lot of people probably maybe they're seriously. I guess at this day and age, that could be a real influencer. You know what I mean? What it's like.
And I take myself this seriously, and I feel like if somebody takes themselves this seriously, who does that, But and this is my point to you, Sean. Though, is I like watching those videos though. So I'm glad this person did that. So maybe if I like I like that they did that. I mean, I should be that person who does that. But yes, my stomach's you haven't eaten since 10:30 in the morning, so you need to go eat something after this big beer. Keith. Thanks again.
Yes, thank you, dude.
Awesome. And we'll shoot for Tuesday next week. Everyone watching, we're shooting for Tuesday next week to do the last one. And after that, we'll be on the Nerd Sense channel for their holiday special, December 7th. And I'm out.
Later, folks.
I can't do that very well.